What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to tutorial 99, and today we'll see how to remove multiple nodes from Neo4j graph using Apoc procedure and Python. So in this tutorial we'll be first going to see how to remove multiple nodes from the existing multiple labels from the existing set of labels, and in that tutorial we'll see how to do everything using simple CYPHER queries, and after that we'll do the same operation using Python, but inside the Python definitely we'll be going to use the same CYPHER query. So let me explain the scenario a bit more in detail. The use case will be, the objective of the use case will be remove labels from Neo4j node using Apoc procedure and Python. So for example, this is the example graph. I'll be going to use this graph as our use case for our use case, and if you can see here, we have total 5 nodes, and Rahul, Ronnie, Nancy, Kevin, and Kiara, and there are total 5 different labels are available. One is morning, one is pure, one is section, one is science, and one is student, and one is bio. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 different labels are there, and out of this 6 different label I'll be going to remove everything, but only I'll be going to keep the student label. So remove all label except students. So after we execute the Apoc procedure, the same load it should remove all the labels, but it should not remove the student label. So there will be only one label after we write or execute the CYPHER query. So that is the objective of this class. Okay, so again, not much thing to discuss. Again, this is going to be our output and query. So let me just minimize this thing and try to load everything from my Neo4j browser. So this is my Neo4j browser, as you can see here. Let me use match n and return. Just to save some time, I created the data well in advance. So if you see here, so I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 total 6 different labels are created. So my objective is to remove all the labels, but except the student label. So let me just write down the query first. So first thing first, there will be 2 different Apoc procedure I'll be going to use. So first thing, call db dot label. So this should display all the labels. So if I write see, I got all these things, all the labels. Okay, so I'll be going to use this thing, and this is going to be kind of separate thing. I would like to create a single list, so it should contain each animal together. So for that thing, it should be going to be yield or maybe yield collect. You can write something label, something like that you can write. So what will happen, it will combine all the labels together. Okay, so if you write down this thing. Okay, so let me just write yield collect label, where label is student. It means what? It should combine all the labels, but it will not combine the student, means not equals to student. Okay, and after that we'll write match a, means it is going to before I write, it should be with it should be just hold on, it should be, let me just write yield label. Okay, then we'll write with collect label, it should be as label. So I'm just making this thing a bit more I'll try to make it more simple. So here I'm actually getting the reference, taking the reference of this thing label, and after that I'll be going to combine all label in a single list, and after that I'm write match a, and once this is with label, I'm just thinking yield label, where label, I forgot to write down this thing. Okay, means this means it is going to take the reference of all label where the label should not equals to student, and after that I'm just going to write this thing. So match is done. Then I'll be going to write match collect AA as nodes and label. I'm also going to take the reference of this thing. Okay, and after that we'll write the actual Apoc procedure which will remove everything. So Apoc create remove labels, and we'll be going to pass two different lists. So one list is going to be the nodes, means from the nodes, like it means the nodes from which I would like to remove the label, and the label means the labels which I want to remove actually. So these are the two different lists, and once this is done we'll write return. It should be return, so not, it should be yield node, and after that we'll be write return node and labels node as labels. It means it is going to display all the nodes are available and their corresponding labels. So let's run this thing. See, I got everything, and if you see I have only one label called student, and if I create the text, see I got this thing. And if I go and check from the this table format, if you see here I have only one label. So this is what actually we are trying to achieve, and we achieve actually. So before I write down the query in my PowerPoint slide, so let me explain this thing from the beginning. This line is going to generate the different labels which is available. After that I'm using yield to get the reference from the label, and I'm actually using one where clause to distinguish the different values. And here actually put some conditions, so it will only get the values where the label is not equals to student. Once this is done, I am collecting all these different label values in a single variable called label in the form of list. Once that is done, I am actually querying all the nodes which is available, and once I get this node, I am just collecting all these nodes in a single list called nodes, and I'm also getting the reference, taking the reference of this label value here. Once this is done, I'm actually running this procedure, Apoc procedure, where actually I'm sending the reference of this nodes variable, because this is like a list, and this nodes means whatever nodes are available within our graph, and this label is also a list which is actually having the value of all different labels except student. Means this is going to be the nodes on which our Apoc procedure is going to be applied, and this is the value of all the labels which are actually going to be removed by the procedure. Means the procedure will remove these values from these nodes. Okay, and after that I'm just taking reference of the resultant node after this removal operation, and after that I'm returning this thing. And once I got this thing, I can easily apply this labels keyword on top of this nodes to get the various label. Okay, so this is very simple. So let me copy paste this thing. I know this is kind of very complex query, but if you do practice, you will eventually master. So that is why I'm always requesting you guys to, after watching my videos, start grabbing your pen and paper, computer, laptop, whatever system you are having, and after that try to analyze, visualize, think through it, and create some more use cases. Try to implement those use cases, and in between, if you are having some difficulties, go ahead and search in Stack Overflow or Neo4j documentation. You can refer to my videos. But after that, if you're not able to get your answer or not able to fix your query, please write back to me. I'll try to answer your queries, and if I found these tutorials are kind of challenging or difficult or exciting, then probably you can also create a video on those use cases as well. But you have to write your own code, or else eventually you forget this thing, because now you understand that we already started doing some advanced, not only intermediate, these things are going to be very advanced. So if you are not familiar with all the CYPHER queries, coding and other things, probably it will be difficult for you to understand and cope up with the speed. Okay, so let me take a screenshot of this thing. Actually, so means after writing this thing, I have only one label that is called student. Okay, so let me insert from here picture from file. Let me, okay, so once this is done. I don't think so. This is okay, maybe this is the right thing. No, I don't think. I think this is the right. Okay, fine. Okay, so next thing is that we'll be going to write the same thing from our Jupyter notebook. But before I write everything for the Jupyter notebook, as you can see, let me just tell you something. So match n return n. So I have only one label. Now I have to create so many labels like whatever we are having initially. So as you know, in our last tutorial, which was tutorial 98, we have created multiple labels using the code. So I'll be going to use the same code to add more labels. Okay, so I believe this is done. So let me execute this thing. See, all nodes are created. Now we are back to square one. So we'll start writing our code from Python. So let me give a name, tutorial 99. Okay, then how to remove labels from Neo4j node using Apoc procedure and Python. Okay, that's it, done. Okay, now we'll write down our Python code. But before we write down the actual code, I'd like to say, guys, so from next tutorial, maybe after 2-3 tutorial onwards, will be like after 2 or 3 tutorials, we'll do this thing for next 2 or 3 tutorials, and but like from maybe tutorial like 100 or 101, we're not going to write the full code. Probably the like importing of Python packages or modules will be like I'll do well in advance so that I can save some time, because there is no point of writing the same code again and again, and I'm doing this thing for last maybe 100 tutorials, so I'll skip this part. Okay, so I'm just saying this thing well in advance. From Neo4j import graph database. Okay, then driver equals to graph database dot driver. Okay, and after that URI is going to be like this, then auth is going to be like this. Okay, and I'll write bold. Okay, it will be Neo4j, and after that it will be Rambo @1234. So guys, don't try to use the same like user ID. Don't try to use the same process for creating the connection. User ID and password is very sensitive, and it should come from some sort of config file, environment variable. So while working for like actual project, or maybe it is a good practice whenever you are going to do something from your own system or from practice, always try to achieve the same thing. But here actually my objective is not to do everything like from the Python like or coding standard and other things, but again I can tell you guys how to do it. You guys can create environment variable, or you can add those environment variables, add those things inside the environment variable. For example, you can create 2 different environment variables, 3 different environment variables called URI, user ID and password, and there you can assign those values. So in that way you can make it like more safe and kind of like secure. And also you can create one CSV file or config file. From there you can load those things. But again, remember one thing, when you are dealing with this sort of admin credential and other things, it should be part of your privilege access management program, and you should change, or your password and user ID should be changed rotational basis or periodically. Okay, so next thing is session. We'll create the session object. It should be driver dot session. Okay, done. So now we will write down the code. So code is already written, I don't have to like work much. So I always love to do copy paste, and when you already have your code ready, why to worry? So let me put this thing here. Okay, done. So let me just run this thing. So what it'll do, so it should be session.run q1. so results equals to this, and data equals to results dot data, like this, and after that we'll write data. That's it. So let's execute this line. Before we execute this line, let me re-verify everything, that I have 5 nodes, and total 1 2 3 4 5 6 different labels are there. So after I execute this line, it will contain only one label, and the label will be student. So let's execute this thing. See, it's executed successfully, and I only received this label called student. It means our query ran successfully. So let me run this thing again from here. Cool. See, I got 5 nodes, and only one label is exists, because I have removed 5 different labels from our Python code. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. But before I conclude this tutorial, I'd like to thank all of you. Thanks for supporting me for last 99 videos. So next video will be 100 video. That will be very special. I don't know, will I be able to put any special topic? Probably not, because I'm just following some like guidelines, or the material which is official like documentation of CYPHER. So I'm going through, probably after this like after removal of nodes, I'll be going to see what is actually there in the topic. I'll go and follow this thing. Probably next tutorial will not be that fancy, but again 100 tutorial will be always special. So I'm actually happy that you guys are helping me, supporting me by watching my content. So that is why it is actually encouraging me to create that many content. So when I started this tutorial, I never thought that I'll come that much further, and also I'm getting so much attention, help, and what do you say, kind of support or encouragement from Neo4j official team as well. They are also promoting my content. They featured me a lot of time in their like websites, webinars, Slack channel, YouTube channel. I did many sessions for them as well. So it is actually combined effort from your side, Neo4j's official side, all my audience, all my students, everyone. So thanks for all of you guys. Thanks for support, and actually it means a lot. And last but not least, try to do some sort of practice, or else you will forget these things, because you can see these things are very complex, and you have to learn and remember a lot of things. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice